I'm Robin Murdoch, live in Sterling Heights this morning, where a suspect remains in the hospital after being shot several times by police. What we've been able to find out in my live report.
They can't help themselves but to talk about it at some level and actually post incriminating evidence about what they did on social media.
A suspected insurrectionist busted by homemade porn. That story coming up.
Have you ever wondered how your packages get to your loved ones for the holidays? This morning, we are getting a behind-the-scenes look at some of the technology that goes into those important deliveries.
Working for you. Fox 2 News Live at 11 starts now.
And right now, Fox 2 following breaking news from Detroit's east side, where, take a look at this. Crews are battling a fire at one or possibly two homes. This is in the 2000 block of Helen Street. Now, that's between Kercheval and Werner Highway. There are unconfirmed reports that a firefighter was hurt in dealing with all of this. Our crews are on the scene. They say it appears at least one of the homes was under renovation. The cause of that fire, though, the official cause remains under investigation. So stay with Fox 2 for updates on that. Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you for being with us. It is Friday. I'm Dina Centofanti.
And I'm Ryan Armani. We'll get right to another top story of ours. Following a news alert out of Sterling Heights, that's where a man is hospitalized following a confrontation with police.
Officers say this started when they tried to stop the man who was driving without headlights in a vehicle with tinted windows. Then the car took off. Fox 2's Robin Murdoch is live with what else we've learned about this. Robin, good morning. What happened?
Well, I can tell you right now, Dina, the situation is still under investigation. The suspect in question, we are told that he is from Detroit, and at this hour he does remain in stable condition after being shot in both of his arms. And from what we understand, he actually tried to run from police 2 times this morning.
I just heard shots.
Just all you heard was just 10 gunshots, and that's all you could literally hear. Boom, 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 boom. I dropped to the floor because I had no idea. It sounded like it was right at the window.
This woman didn't want to show her face, but didn't mind sharing the surreal situation that unfolded close to her Sterling Heights home around 11:15 on Thursday night. This cul-de-sac on 4 Court, where we are told a police pursuit ended with gunfire.
Our officers attempted to approach the vehicle and obviously apprehend the suspect. In doing so, the vehicle attempted to flee, putting our officers in danger. One of our officers opened fire on the vehicle, striking the suspect multiple times.
Got 1 shot to the back, roll EMS.
We counted almost 24 evidence markers out at that scene and saw several bullet holes in the driver's side window of this Chrysler 300. This was actually the second place in which Sterling Heights police tried to pull the driver over, and the second time that driver tried to take off.
Obviously very dangerous for all of our officers, for citizens out there. And ultimately, in the mix of it, one of our officers did receive some minor injuries.
Police first noticed what we now know was a stolen car out of Detroit with tinted windows and its headlights off in a subdivision on Carbon Drive just south of 15 Mile. The suspect initially stopped but suddenly sped off when we were told an officer started walking up.
Same cars almost, the Chryslers, the Chargers, and it seems to be the same thing, so. Not in the neighborhoods, though, and that's the scary part. It's always on the streets or something, but now they're coming in the neighborhoods, and that's what's really scary.
The chase reached 60 miles per hour at points before finally finishing on 4, that dead-end street less than a half-mile away. The 28-year-old suspect, investigators say, requiring surgery after being shot in both arms, while those in the neighborhood where this all happened are now suffering their own side effects.
Makes me shake right now just thinking about it. Yeah, it was bad. I had a bad night trying to sleep.
Yeah, there were a lot of people in this neighborhood who actually talked to us about going into the basements of their homes, ducking for cover when they heard that gunfire this morning. Now, I can tell you, at last check, that suspect did remain in stable condition. The officer was treated and released after being injured by broken glass. The investigation has now been handed over to the Michigan State Police, and that is a standard procedure in shootings like this. We are live in Sterling Heights this morning. I'm Robin Murdoch for Fox 2 News.
Boy, Robin, scary stuff. Was anybody else hurt in all of this?
Oh, that is the good thing, that nobody else was hurt in the area. There are a lot of, obviously, homes in this area. Adina, a lot of these homes have children inside. I talked to one gentleman who actually had 5 children inside of his home when that gunfire broke out around 11:15 last night. So certainly a lot of people very lucky that they were not hurt. And the suspect, as well as that officer who are injured, they are both very lucky that their injuries were not more significant. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Robin.
Now, that was the second shooting involving local law enforcement in the last 48 hours. On Wednesday night, a suspect was shot and killed by Oakland County Sheriff's deputies in Pontiac.
It appears to be a gun. It could be a metallic object like a cell phone, but you're coming up like this in a 2-hand position, pointing at the officers.
The deputies pulling over the 33-year-old man in the area of North Astor and Pike, but during questioning, he took off. A pit maneuver was used to end that pursuit. That's when deputies say the suspect got out of the car and appeared to turn towards the deputies with a 2-handed posture, believing he may have had a weapon. They opened fire, killing the man. The sheriff's office has not said if a weapon was found. The Special Investigators Unit is now on the case.
The January 6th investigation taking a bizarre twist for a local man. A suspected insurrectionist busted because he couldn't help but brag about his exploits in the Capitol on social media. Fox News' Jessica Dupnack has the story.
Amateur porn performer, cook at a Coney, and apparently an insurrectionist on January 6th. That's at least what the FBI says about 33-year-old Paul Kaloya from Roseville. He wasn't home Thursday afternoon, didn't answer for the feds either back in March when they tried to confront him about photos like these. They say it puts Kaloya in his Red Wings hat at the Capitol building on January 6th. Court documents unsealed this week say cameras tracked him inside for 45 minutes. It all started with a tip from someone who knew Kaloya by, let's say, his stage name, Cash God Hypnotic. That's how he's known in webcamming circles, specializing in homosexual porn sessions. That tipster told the feds Cash God Hypnotic got loose-lipped in a chat bragging about the insurrection.
Don't hurt him. He's a nice guy.
Video from neighbors shows the scene last week, the feds raiding his house and arresting him.
We've seen this mistake now time and time again with so many people who've been charged and arrested after January 6th, is that they can't help themselves but to talk about it at some level and actually post incriminating evidence about what they did on social media.
Javed Ali, an associate professor at the University of Michigan. Before that, a senior U.S. government counterterrorism official, weighing in on the now 25th person to be charged in Michigan. Kaloya facing 4 misdemeanors, disorderly conduct in a Capitol building and similar. Of the 1,100 people charged nationwide, Ali says most won't do jail time, but when you start stacking charges, different story.
That could be 10, 15 years in jail. I don't think he'll serve that much, but again, that's the outer range of jail time for some of these people.
In this case, Cash God Hypnotic's extracurriculars are eye-catching, but Ali says the interesting part is when you start looking at those, all the backstories, there's no common denominator in that pool of people charged from Michigan.
But this is the hard part of detecting these kind of threats in advance. There really is no common profile to look at or common set of factors that would lead you to believe that one person is going to be more predisposed to going down some kind of radicalized path or extremist path.
And that was Fox News' Jessica Dupnack reporting. Now, Kaloya was released on $10,000 unsecured bond.
On the west side, a couple of guys wanted for a violent home invasion and armed robbery. This happening last Sunday. 2 men breaking in, beating up the people inside, stealing some things, and driving off in a U-Haul. Police found that U-Haul, but not the crooks who drove it. Do you know who they are? Some pretty clear looks right now on your screen. Call Detroit Police or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
And a man on the run caught on camera trying to burn down a Detroit gas station. This happening early yesterday morning at a BP on East Jefferson. Security cameras capturing the masked man walking in with a gas can, pouring it out, and then setting the fire. Thankfully, nobody was hurt, but the arson attack left behind a considerable amount of damage.
Yeah, Fox 2's Hillary Golston has more on the impact of the fire and reaction from longtime customers.
You can see the window here is totally blacked out because the fire, we're told, was very bad. Someone walked in, set this gas station on Jefferson on fire. Now, there was only one employee inside at the time, and thankfully that person made it out okay. A witness outside apparently saw a lot of this. Now, fire investigators are talking to them both to figure out how something like this could even happen. Here you see the person, face concealed, gas can in hand, casually walking in and pouring. Seconds later, virtually everything in frame is on fire.
Well, it was very nice to me, so this is a big loss.
That's the consensus. The gas station employees were very nice. No one, of course, deserves this, but regulars say this one really lands hard. You come here every day?
Yes, every day to get a hot chocolate and a donut every day.
When you see this, knowing what happened and someone just set it on fire, what goes through your mind?
That's shocking. They just redid this. It was beautiful, nice, neat, clean. I feel so bad for these people.
Here's another view of the suspect from the outside. Detroit fire investigators say a masked person walked in and used some kind of accelerant and set the place on fire. They got the call around 3:14 Thursday morning. There were no injuries, but anybody who was in there could have.
Right. I mean, people don't even care no more. Like, I mean, it's not that serious. Whatever it is for you to go in and do nothing like that, really. I mean, you don't even consider nobody out here. Like, I mean, come on, it's terrible.
The gas station located at East Jefferson and Chain is a popular stop for folks in this neighborhood. I'm coming here every day. Did you ever see anything suspicious or any people hanging around or anything like that?
No, it's just regular people that come in, everybody out here working, taking care of their business, doing what they got to do. I don't know why that happened, because they don't never have no problems.
In Detroit, I'm Hillary Golston, Fox 2 News.